All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the pre-market prep. I hope everyone's having an amazing morning. Hope you had a great Thursday, great Thanksgiving if you celebrate, great day off yesterday, and welcome back. Good morning, Norm. How you doing today?
Hey, good morning, buddy. I'm doing great. It was nice to have a midweek day off. Hope you had a good time with your family. Hope everybody else did as well.
Yeah, yep. I sure did. Hope you did also. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Definitely a little bit tired today. Like a lot of us are going to be this morning. So, taking it easy, it will be important on a day like today. Especially see what the market's going to give us today. It will be interesting to see how it plays out. We have a lot on the gappers list this morning, though. Looking at it now,
I'm
uh,
wide awake and feel like Jello, dude. I fell asleep in the media room with my son watching Frozen with the massage chair going. So
let me
I
ask you.
I can barely move this morning.
Let me ask you. How many times have you seen that movie already?
I hear it all the time from him, but it's only like I think the second time. First time was about a week ago. I got it for him as a prize for being good at school, and now he wants it every single day. But he saw like Disney on Ice last year. A buddy of mine had really good seats and took us to Disney on Ice about a year ago, and he's loved Elsa ever since. So
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sure that it will be ingrained in my head here soon.
Absolutely. I cannot tell you how many times I watched that. My daughter's a little older, obviously, but oh my God. I think I know every scene by memory now.
I
All right,
bet.
guys, let's get to it. So a lot in the green this morning, a little, not, well, a lot in the red too as well. We'll just have to see what can we find here that actually is tradable, that looks good this morning. So let's get to it. Let's first go to the market pulse and kind of see what's happening today, if anything at all, Norm. What's the latest and greatest?
Anything at all. I mean, it's real light volume compared to what we've been seeing. Completely expected. We've discussed this all week. SPY's up 1/4%, Qs are up a little bit more than 0.5%. We started to see that rotation back into tech stocks and the mega caps and such. About a week, the last week or so after they were kind of out of favor for a little bit. So, kind of seeing that rotation. No earnings this morning. Market, just a reminder, market does close early. There's no economic data today. Market closes at 1 p.m. Eastern. As we've discussed a few times, I anticipate fairly low volume. We might have some good trades at the open. We might see some of these things that are that give a nice move or so, but I expect it to die off fast. That is how it trades a lot of times on the holiday. We were meeting on Wednesday with the peak capital trading candidates, and just talking about expectations and trying to make goals and such. This is one of those days where I'll have like zero goals. I
Right.
just don't lose money is kind of it. If I see something, I might take it. I won't expect a ton of follow through, and
Mhm.
I'll just you take what you can get.
Yep, yep, agree 100%. It's one of those days where you're making yourself available to us out there, but don't expect a whole lot to come back. We'll see what happens. All right, guys, let's get into it. This is our list from Thursday. We're not gonna look at that. Let's skip on this. I mean, we had a lot of stuff that was great. I'm sorry, not Thursday, Wednesday. A lot of stuff that was great on Wednesday, including JMIA. I remember that one because that was my trade, and man, this stock is even today is already up 6%. I mean, this thing is just on fire, guys. Look at the daily here. Yesterday, I'm not sure saying yesterday, but on Wednesday, just look how you traded here, how beautiful this was. Today already good pre-market action, 557. I'm going to keep it on here because it will be a good one for today for a possible continuation. The daily is very extended. We did get one small pullback here, as you can see. But for the most part, very extended on the daily overall. So we'll see how much juice this thing has left to keep going here. All right, let's start with what's gapping up this morning. SRNE is leading the way here, up 16.4. Definitely some action happening this morning. As you can see, the volume just coming in here around 8 o'clock or so. And again, just shooting up nicely here. That's $1.50 move. Looks like a dollar move or so, with 3.3 million shares traded. Now, this stock, not one of the best ones to trade, but they're very active this morning. Worth taking a look at to see if anything's going to come out of that today. So SRNE. I know they were active, very active in the past. When was this? Going back into September. Yeah, August, they were insane. From then there on, they have died down quite a bit. They haven't done much. So we'll see if today they're looking for some type of breakout. We do have some levels here on our daily. Looking good in the daily for a breakout, actually, right above this area of resistance. So I do like this one right now. It is not a low flow stock sitting at 226 million, just a lower price, but not a low flow. SFT, this one, horrible pre-market action. I do not really like the daily on this one. Had a good day yesterday, seems like, but overall, it's a 16 million shares float. But again, just a horrible trading stock. Shift Technologies, not sure what they do, but yeah, they're not looking good. LCA sitting at 32 million shares float. Also not a great pre-market action right now. They only have 186,000. We are up almost 11% on it now. Daily is okay. No, it's not great. I mean, they had a good day on Friday, on a Wednesday, a good day on a Tuesday here, nice breakouts, but for the most part, they don't get a whole lot of volume. And look at their daily even more, does not look great at all. So I'm gonna skip on this one, guys. PLTR has been just crazy. Another one that has been on our list as well that has been very wild. This morning they are up 9.2. Look at the pre-market looking great right now. 4.6 million. I believe, what was it, Brian? Brian took a trade on this one on last trading day. I think he got in the pre-market. I mean, it was just insane. He got in the pre-market and then he held through all this pop here. Just wild. So PLTR, possible continuation today. This is a good one. 4.6. I mean, it's just insane. Look at this daily. Just crazy, crazy. No, do we
Stock
ever?
was under 10, stock was under $10 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, just wild. Sitting at 31.73 right now. What's the news behind this one? Um, do we remember? I don't think I recall what is causing this madness this morning. Well, not this morning, the last couple of days. Let me see here if we have what's the I want to get the name up here.
I mean, they had earnings a while back. They kind of killed it there. I think it's just
Yeah.
grown upon that, and then some things have been added to it. It's like it's a weird AI, like counterterrorism, facial recognition, stuff like that. So
Mm-hmm.
um, I think some of it has to do with politics changing and some other stuff going on there. So
Got it. Um, yeah, guys, someone asked if I'm sharing my screen in the chat room. Yes, you should be able to see my screen. If you cannot, just make sure, again, we got two screens. We got the scanners and we have my screen that are both make sure you're selecting the one under my name. And if you still cannot see it, then just refresh the chat room, come back in. You should be able to see that. So POTR, it's good, guys. Just amazing. So definitely on here. Sun W
this has
sitting at,
been, I
yeah,
know PLPR is something that a lot of institutions have had their eye on for a while. So this
yeah.
recent breakout's kind of interesting in it. So
Yeah, no, this thing is again sitting at $10 just a couple of weeks ago. Just crazy. All right, next on our list we have Sun W. This one is a lower flow stock sitting at 17. Their daily pre-market not looking great, so let's not spend no time on this one. Move on to the next one, SPI. SPI is a hit or miss, and really it had probably one good day here. After that, hasn't really done anything worth watching. All right, you got a couple of gap ups. Usually, this thing likes to sell down on this gap up days. You can see here, gapped up, sold off, gapped up, sold off, and usually we do not have shares for short on this one. So I'm not going to spend time on it. Let's look at Solo. Solo here, their daily does look very, very interesting. We are getting a
unlike
nice
their
little.
cars,
What was that?
I said their daily looks interesting, unlike their cars.
Yes, if you see if you've seen their cars, Google it. You get a nice little laugh at their cars. Oh my God! So their daily looks very interesting, guys. Getting a nice little pattern here going. Pre-market action looks good this morning. 514 so far, up 6.7. Yeah, let's take a look at that one. So Solo is good today. We'll keep that on there. All right, I'm gonna stop here. I'm gonna skip on down, see if we have any of our favorites in here. JMIA, we do have. It's just a bang up day on a Wednesday. Fuel cell. I know a lot of you guys like this one, so I'm going to throw it on here. It could be a good possible. I personally don't like trading it as much, but it does have a great pre-market action. 2.2 million, up 5.5 right now. They're daily showing some signs of strength here. Obviously, we had a nice pop up a couple of days ago. This sell off, but we're back at it again. Hopefully, testing this 1140-ish area that we have here. So, fuel cell. Let's put that on there. That's a good one. mRNA, one that we look at quite a bit, had a good day here. I didn't have it on my list, but looked like it broke out nicely here. It did hell this move, this continuation. Another beautiful breakout here at 106.21, and now sitting at 114, up 5.2 with 703. Now, again, the issue with this one is it can move very wild, guys. It is in play today. I believe that we do have a nice pop here. We do have a beautiful daily. Obviously, we're going to see if this thing is going to continue. We're getting a bit of rejection already pre-market at 117. So let's see if that rejection is going to hold, and we're going to come back down here. So definitely play. Just looking at anything else that we like on this list. GME is another one that we looked at in the past. Again, very difficult stock to trade. They don't get a whole lot of volume. They don't move much. That's the issue with them. Kodak is making an appearance this morning. Did good last trading day. Today they're not doing all that much. Up 2.9, 174. So again, just they had a pop here on Wednesday. Not sure what else you're going to expect out of it today. It's a stock that again it's just just look at the daily. It's just one of these stocks that you really don't want to be too much involved with. So DKNG, another one that's a good one. They actually had some pretty good breakouts. Their daily today looks like a breakout type situation. If we can get the volume here, we're sitting right at this area of resistance. So I do like DKNG. I'm going to add this on here. I know a lot of you guys like this one as well. It has been pretty good to us this year. It has been good to you, Norm. I know you taking some pretty dynamite trades on this one as well. So
A couple.
DK,
To be
yeah.
frank, it freaks me out to trade the DKNG. It moves in mysterious ways, my friend.
Yeah, yeah. We have that one at Plug, another one that has been somewhat decent as well. Pre-market not doing a whole lot, but I like Plug. I like Plug after the market open hour in or so. I like when it comes back up towards that high of the day, high of the pre-market. You tend to get good moves out of this lately. So I'm going to keep an eye on it. Their daily does look interesting as well, right at this area of resistance. Found some good support at 25. So we'll see if we have some juice here to get up to 29 or so. All right, that's what we have on the gapping up list. Gapping down, we do have NBAC, low flow stock sitting at a 5.8. Last trading day was decent. You can see a nice little pop here. Today is just going to be probably sideways action. I mean, sitting at 5.8, you're not getting the volume. Looks like on Wednesday you did get a lot of that volume. I don't expect that today out of a stock like this one. So we'll skip on that one. Riot is another stock that again, it's just a garbage stock to trade, guys. So just don't get caught up in this nonsense. CAN, I'm not seeing anything great neither here. This is Canan, whatever company this is. They're down 7.1, 510. Pre-market action is not great though. What's the float on this? 70 million. Uh, yeah, I don't not a big fan of their daily. Their pre-market action is a little bit weird. Starting to get better though, I gotta say. Right here, you're seeing a lot more volume coming in, so that could be something. Let's see if it hits the scanners. Right now, I'm not seeing anything great. DPW is no good. We know this trace horrible. IQ is on here. Wow, what's the last time we looked at IQ? This one here is not a great pre-market action. We do have some volume here, but the pre-market action is not looking good at all. They're down 3.8 this morning. Interesting. I'm gonna put it on here because they could be a sleeper for today. Meaning they're not looking great, but let's see what happens here. They lost a nice area of support right on here at 22. So they're gapping below that. Let's see if that's going to give us any type of continuation to some of these levels that we have here that are still pretty good. It's 2079 here. We got some other ones, 1995, 1942. And we'll stop right here. Norm, what do you like this morning? No, it's not a whole lot to pick from, but what has called your attention?
Work, which is Slack.
Yeah.
Apple could be interesting. They've got some decent volume and a decent short this morning. And of course, Neo,
Wow.
which I don't know how you haven't answered Neo so far. Yeah, work had a massive day
I
on
just saw that. That's what that was what my reaction was too. This day on.
yeah. So Slack had a massive day on Wednesday with rumors that they were very close to being acquired by Salesforce, aka
Mm-hmm.
CRM.
Yeah.
Um, and now there's kind of been some, I don't know, shade thrown on that a little bit or something along
Hmm.
those lines. And we're just kind of sitting here. I think a lot of people think that acquisition price probably is between 40 and 43, let's call it too.
Right.
So your upside at this point after that just ridiculous
I
move
know.
on
Yeah.
Wednesday is, I mean, that's a 30% move in one day. That's just huge.
Yeah.
And that candle, you know, a lot can be read from candles like that, and you think
Hmm.
single candles often don't say much. But look at how, if you know how to read a candlestick chart, the open price is at the very bottom. It never went down from its start, and it stopped. And I mean, yes, maybe a few cents, but there is no wick on either side of that. It opened
Yeah.
its day at its bottom and closed its day at its top. That is indicative
Yeah.
of just exceptionally strong.
Yeah, yeah, that is scary stuff, man. So we'll see. We'll see what happens on this one. But like you said, with that move already, we might get some choppy action on it, but worth watching after such a move like that. If, like you said, if they're getting some shade on this, anything comes out of that that's might not be happening or gets delayed, we can get some good moves out of this after such a move like that. 141. So look at the volume yesterday on Wednesday, 141 million. I mean,
Yep.
just craziness. Okay, I do like that one. You said another one before this one. What was it? After work?
Apple. I mean, Apple's not super in play this morning, but I
Hmm.
do like the chart.
Yeah, yeah.
And they've got decent volume, not a huge gap. Neo's not really in any kind of gap. It's got a nice smooth ride up from being red to being green this morning
Hmm. Hmm.
on like 3.5 million shares already. So
Yeah, yeah. Neo's again, just their day looks good here, guys. Pre-market action, always with volume, looks great. So we'll see what Neo does. Definitely going to be added to our list here. So Neo is good. All right. Okay, we got an okay list for Friday after a holiday. Let's see what you guys have over in the chat room. Let's start with Robbie G, APXT. APXT. Let's take a look there. Oops. Here we go. APXT. All right. APXT, we are up 17% after being Apex Technology up even higher here at over at 19. So a few things are concerning with this. This pre-market actions really all over the place. And their daily, what's going on with their daily here? Their daily's not great neither. What's the float on this? APXT.
it's reported at 44.5 million. This is
Hmm.
a SPAC, and
Okay.
there's so many these days they're hard to keep up with. I can't. If somebody remembers what this one's gonna reverse merge with,
Yeah.
throw it out there. I can't remember.
I don't like these ones, man. They can, you know what, it's very difficult to manage your risk on stuff like this because they can really move. I know the spread is tight here, but guys, these candles, they're $2 pop candles each, right? So you got to be very, very careful in trading these. The last one that I traded, it was actually SPAC, SPAQ. And man, I'd tell you, if you had, it was a nail biter. It was just insane. The pullbacks, the move worked out, but just the pullbacks and the price action, it's like, man, this can turn south really fast, really quick here. So yeah, I'm not a fan of this one, guys. I'm gonna keep it out of my list for now on APXT. Let's take a look over here. Edwin is giving us SPCE and Tesla. Let's take a look at that. SPCE space right now, kind of moving sideways a bit, up 6.3. It's got some good volume. There's some stuff on Wednesday here as well. Took off nicely. So possible continuation. I don't like the pre-market action, and space has been pretty iffy to trade. What I mean by that is, it's been pretty choppy at the open. I haven't seen great moves out of it, except for Wednesday. Looks like it traded very well. So maybe a possible we'll come back to see if it gets any better. But again, looking at their pre-market doesn't look all that great. Their daily does look great. But what I like about their daily was this day here, right? So here you had a great breakout. Now it just can go either way. It can be choppy. You had a great breakout here. You took advantage of that on Wednesday. I'm not sure if you're going to get that type of action today. So we'll see. The daily, as far as that, does not look great. It does look great for a possible continuation. So we'll keep an eye on that one. All right, let's take a look at Tesla. What do we have there? Tesla this morning continues to make new highs here, ripping nicely. Definitely in play how strong the stock has been. We'll keep an eye on this one. So Tesla is good. Space we looked at. Space I have as a possible, again, just a kind of weird type trading stock. Works, is that a different type of works than we were looking at just now? Yes, it is.
Yeah,
What is the float on this? Up 96% right now. Works.
$2.
Yeah, 6.9. So again, lower flow stock sitting at 14 million. More of a penny stock. Not a penny stock, but again, sitting over here at a dollar. So you got to be,
Penny stock.
what was that?
That's a penny stock.
Yeah, 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 correct. Some people consider a penny stock under a dollar, but you're right. This to me is a penny stock. This right here is something that I will not be trading, regardless of the volume. 14 million shares. Look at even with that type of volume. Look at the pre-market action that is putting in. It's just not clean. Look at the way these wicks are being built. Yes, it's getting better here, but even here, look how the wicks are being formed in these candles here. I do not like that. All right, and in class two, we talk a little bit more about that situation. This is not a good pre-market action for us. So don't let the numbers fool you. Yes, it looks great to be up 95%. It looks great to be up, of to have 14 million shares traded. But this here is just not great at all. And their daily, you can even count on their daily because it's non-existent. This is horrible. So just keep that in mind, William, on that one. Be careful if you're going to keep this one on deck. Be very, very careful. Apex T is another SPAC. Thank you for that. FSR. FSR. Let's take a look here. FSR. This was crazy on Wednesday, and I took this one off my list, and I regretted it after you guys were all taking beautiful trades on this. But yeah, this thing turned out pretty nice. So this morning, possible continuation. They're down 4.3 after a big day last trading day. Worth taking a closer look at. The pre-market though, right now, looking at it closely, it's not great. All right, pre-market's not great. We're down 3.7. We do have some volume coming in here, 1 million. So let's see if this can get better, pick a direction or something. All right, make some more room here. What else we have, guys? JMIA, I do have it on my list. It's all the way up here. This one was great on Wednesday. I expect for it to be to do something today. Again, just very extended on the daily, but still finds a way to break through things here and head higher. So I really like that one. Let's look at CCL. What are our travel companies doing? So CCL, their daily is interesting. Their pre-market, not so much. Their volume is okay at 1 million shares right now, but their daily looks interesting though. Overall, this is a stock that you want to look at if the market is trending. I don't. There's no specific news to them. The airlines, I looked at them earlier. They were doing pretty decent the last couple of days as well. Here's United. Two really good days here. American Airlines as well, doing nicely, very similar to what CCL has. So again, these stocks, the travel companies, I don't see anything, travel stocks, I don't see anything great on them right now, but we can keep CCL here just in case something does pop up. All right, head on down here. All right, what else we have? AMD coming up slowly. Let's see, AMD. Yeah, AMD is interesting actually. Move some of these levels here. Yeah, AMD's daily does look very interesting, guys. Here, we're putting AMD on the list today. Not a whole lot of volume, only 221. These guys trade very heavy volume, but we're not seeing that now. But they're daily. I got a couple of areas of great resistance right on here. That would be nice to break out of. Today. This is setting up nicely for a possible breakout if things are going to head in that direction. All right, let's take a quick look at some of the ones over. Yes, PLTR we do have, guys. PLTR is just on fire. That thing is amazing right now. All right, so IQ, we did look at IQ. I did put it on here as a possible. I like the drop this morning. I like the fact that we lost this area of support here. So I do like that there. Pre-market's not looking great, but that can get better at the open. So we'll see. Again, this stock can tend to be very choppy, so you got to be careful with it as well. It's got to have good, clean pre-market action. I'm sorry, intraday action. Also, just wait a while. It might not be good that first hour or so. Wait to see if anything happens after that. Today might be a bit difficult to wait for stuff because we are having a half a day, so you might not get a whole lot of volume as the day dies down a little bit earlier today. FSR, we do have NBAC. NBAC, we looked at. I did not like this one, guys. Again, I don't like the daily on it. Pre-market action is it's all right. But overall, this is just not the typical stock that I like to watch. I expect this to be a little bit choppy this morning. So again, I had a big trading day on Wednesday here, but again, I'm not a fan of the way this thing is setting up right now. CRM, as we mentioned, in deals talks with Slack here, but CRM, it's CRM. I'm sorry.
Really tough to
Oh,
trade
yeah,
from my experience.
yeah, exactly what I was gonna say. I don't trade this stock. I don't care what the news is. It's just very difficult to read the price action. There's some stocks that no matter what the news is, this is one of them. This stock is very difficult.
And if you look at some of those candles in the pre-market, well, it's not that bad right now, but I've seen it'll drop
Mhm.
two, three, $4 in like seconds.
Yeah, and a lot of that comes.
Spread it.
Yeah, spready, and a lot of that comes down to, guys, just no volume, right? When you have these stocks that look at this candlestick here. Where's my pen here? Look at this candle. This candle moved down. What is this? $10. I'm not gonna go back and do the exact math, but this is a $10 move, and you did it on what, five? Was that 7 million shares? Those type of moves, they're not clean. They're not going to be clean on a candle like this. So that's my concern with that. Yes, on Wednesday they have a big day here, 26 million. But the volume has a lot to do with that. You're not going to get a clean price action with that type of volume on such a big move dollar wise, right? So again, just keep that in mind there. All right, and we looked at that Snap. Snap, what's happening with Snap? I know they've been killing it. So right now their daily does look interesting. Actually, the pre-market not so much. Actually, they have no volume whatsoever, but their daily does look interesting here for a possible breakout. So I do like that. I'm not going to add it to my list right now because this pre-market is pretty dead at the moment. If it does hit the scanners, turbo breakup, high of day breakout type thing, well, then we can look at it. But right now, it's just too dead for it to be on our list. But I see what you're looking at, Jay. That looks very, very good for a possible breakout there. Fuel cell we do have here at 2.4, looking to break out here. I do like the pre-market. I do like the daily on that one. Maybe today will be a day that we keep it on here. Let's look at IDEX. IDEX, no, this pre-market is not great, guys. You're getting 2.9, but 2.6, but look how this is trading. Just all sideways action here. This is not a clean at all. And look at the way these cans are being built also, not great. And the daily's just it's not even gold there. It's just bad also. So you don't want to be looking at that one. This could be a real mess when it comes to trading. So also a penny stock. If you look at it, it's just broke out of a dollar. This is more of a penny stock, and they can trade very, very bad. Zoom is another stock that has become very difficult to trade. Very similar, not as bad as CRM, nowhere near that. But this is also one that is not clean at all. CRM. So I'm sorry, Zoom. So I won't be watching this one. It looks like their day looks nice here for a possible breakout. Keep an eye on the spread right now, sitting at 50 cents, almost 70, because you really, oh, more than that, actually. It's the pre-market. Will get better, but keep an eye on the spread because even at the market after the market open, it does not get a whole lot better on this one. So, all right, I think we have some pretty good stuff here. GPS,
We take a look at IPOB. I told you to. We'd look at that.
IPOB. IPOB. Okay, this is gapping up 10%, 202. It's okay. It's okay. Really don't like the daily on this. I
So
do
this
like
is
the gap
another.
up. Yeah.
This is kind of the deal of the morning. This is another SPAC.
Yeah.
This is going to take Open Door Real Estate,
Hmm.
online real estate company public, and it's got a big backer in it. So
Yeah.
these have been the last 6 months. These have become quite in favor. I think with a lot of retail people thinking they can get into IPOs.
Yeah.
But before, IPOs traditionally have been very, very difficult, if not impossible, for just anybody, you, me, anybody else to get into. That's not a
Yeah.
massive institutional investor. And this is one of them. It's also, like I said, it's got somebody with a big name behind it, both number of letters and his clout, having been a former Facebook executive. But the pre-market's not looking great to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's definitely not looking great. Their daily obviously not good at all. Also, but again, it's one of these things. It's a hit or miss. Who knows? Who knows? All right, guys. So that is what we have. Quick question here we have for us: do we discard the stock if it is following or mirroring the SPY? No, we actually do not. Um, so the way the market moves now. I mean, if you think about when we started trading, the way the market moved then to where it moves now, what a big difference that has been. I mean, we're up, gapping up 2-3% on a just on a regular basis. It wasn't the case like that when me and Norm started trading. So now, if a stock like AMD, Nvidia, Roku, the travels companies are moving with the SPY and they're giving us good move, we won't discard them. We will actually trade them, especially if the market is being aggressive, right? If you look at some of the stocks that dropped the other day, what was it on Tuesday? I believe they all had a big drop. They gapped up. They all dropped. It was because the market was gapping, was dropping, right? The market just kind of took everything down. And if we have a good opportunity, if we see a setup or ABCD pattern or opening range breakdown, we're gonna take it. So we don't discard if it's moving with the SPY. Actually, sometimes that can actually help things, to be honest. So, all right. Okay, that is what we have, guys. Let's head over to our community announcements. We'll come back and chop this list up.
all right, guys. Eamon's webinar, if it's not up already, it should be very soon. Just a note: Thor's level 2 and volume price analysis webinar from last week. It was put in the wrong section, so it is posted. It's in the webinar section now. It was in the mentoring section, but that recording is up. I know a lot of people were asking for it. Next week, Tuesday at 8 p.m., we've got John talking about quantitatively measuring strategy success. Very analytical individual, former career Army veteran. So, he's very analytical, very good at going through this stuff. He's going to try to teach you how to take a look at your stats, look at your past trades, pick the strategies that work for you and stick to them and improve on them while ditching the ones that you're not so great at. Then also next week, 8 p.m. on Wednesday, is going to be Dr. Kenneth Reed talking about trend following, the trader's friend. So I don't know that I need to get a whole lot more into that. That's from his Mastermind Pro stuff, and it should be a very good webinar. If you want to participate in the member trade of the day, take a screenshot of your best trade, mark it up with all of the info you can to, obviously have entries and exits on it, but your strategy and any info you can provide to describe the trade, why you took it, and everything else. Post it on Twitter. Tag at Bear Bull Traders, at Mike B underscore BBT, and at Norm BBT. Also use the hashtags BBT Family, Day Trading, and Stock Market. The winner for that will be announced every day in the closing bell show, and then the winner for the week is amongst the daily winners, and the team will pick that best trade for the week over the weekend. The winner of the trade of the week will receive a $100 Amazon gift card. If you're watching us on YouTube and haven't been in the chat, use the promo code premarket24. That's premarket24. That will give you 7 calendar days, 5 trading days in the chat room, barring any market holidays, which we don't really have any. Today's a short day, but other than that, no market holidays in the next week. It also gives you access to Carlos's onboarding class that he does each and every Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, live. We do have our biggest sale of the year going on right now, 40% off lifetime membership. Use the promo code Black Friday 40. That'll get you 40% off the lifetime membership.
All right. Thanks, Norm. All right, guys, let's get to it. Let's scan through this list here, see what we are going to keep. Let's start with JMIA. This one definitely on our list.
Carlos,
yeah.
Real quick, I want to mention this. And we get asked this all the time. It takes you about 2-3 minutes. Can you do a quick show real quickly what bad or good pre-market action is, and what a decent daily chart looks like, and kind of explain what we're looking for? And there's no one answer on the daily, but there are some that we can point out very quickly.
Yes, there is. Actually, let's get a good bad pre-market activity. Let's find one here quickly. But yes, it's a great IQ. Perfect. So let's look at IQ here. So if you look, the only reason I have IQ here, and I have it as a paso for that reason, because we're not getting a good pre-market action out of this, right? So if you're looking at the way this thing is building up, one, the volume, although you have 355, this volume is not creating a nice pre-market action. What do we mean by that? We don't want to see this. See these candles here? You see the way these things are forming?
Gaps.
You see this here?
And more so, look at the volume, massive gaps of volume at the bottom. Right. It's just so sporadic.
Yeah, so this right here is creating this horrible pre-market action, right? So you're getting volume, 32,000 here, about 20,000 here, about 10,000 here, right? Giving this 355, but it's not creating this smooth pre-market action we want to see, right? So this is, if you're looking at this for the pre-market action here, this does not look great. Right, now let's take a look at a Neon. I'm going to pick obviously one of the best ones. You kind of get the comparison. Now here is a great pre-market action, right? Volume is spread out, right? You don't have the volume. Well, here, this is just transactions being posted, being recorded. So don't put too much weight on that. But volume is being spread out. And look at this spread of volume. Look how great these candles are forming. It almost looks like the market is open, right? This is a beautiful pre-market action here, guys. This is what you want to see.
Consistent order flow. You're not going through periods of time where no orders are being transacted. Right, so there's definitely people looking at this and actively trading it this early on in the morning.
Yeah, correct. You can literally take trades here. You could have taken a breakout trade here. You could have taken an ABCD pattern. This is an ABCD pattern right here, right? You could actually take this trade and it looks very clean. So this is the best pre-market action. I'll show you a pretty bad one with IQ. Look at the difference of these two pre-market actions, right? And volume has a lot to do with that. All right. So hopefully that helps.
You got to keep in mind this. We are in abnormal times. Somebody else said, "Why don't you guys change your scanners to floats over 20 million and stock price over $10 and get rid of a lot of the low floats. And there's two reasons for that. One, while we don't focus on low floats like a lot of trading rooms do, we do have people in here that do trade low floats, and we do
Mm-hmm.
occasionally trade some of them
Mm-hmm.
here and there. We don't promote it because they can be very dangerous unless you know what you're doing. So it's not something we
Right.
talk about a lot.
Right.
So we still want to know if they're in play. That's number one. Number two, um, we our gappers list doesn't usually look like this. Yes, it has since February, but I
Right.
can't tell you. We've been doing this show for 2 years now, Carlos, together,
Yeah. Yep.
and this year's different. You got to throw it out because of the craziness going on with the pandemic and everything else. But if you rewind a year, there are so many times we come in here, we have three, four, five stocks to look at for the entire morning. We're not going to know what to do with ourselves when that time comes back.
Yeah, we're gonna start bringing more stuff to fill in some of the airtime here. Absolutely. But yeah, you're
I mean,
right.
remember when we used to go through the active and gainers list and all that and try to be able to piece together a list of five, six, seven stocks that might move?
That's correct, and
So,
that was challenging. So,
yeah,
but you know what? It had its benefits because it's very focused on what was
yep,
actually in play.
yeah,
You
absolutely
know,
true.
and we're able to go through all of those. We're able to check each and every single news catalyst on it as well. You know, it's hard to do that when you have 15, 20 stocks on both sides, right? You can't just go through everything like that. It does take it. You could. You got to wake up at 6 in the morning, and you know it will take you some serious time. So yeah, I agree with you 100%, Norm. That is the situation here, and you'll go back to normal. You know, it can't
Oh, yeah.
stay like this forever. You know, it'll start slowing down again and getting normal market activity. Again, just look at the SPY. Go back and look at the SPY. Look at the way it traded before March, and look at the way it's been trading after March. Right, that's definitely not normal at all. The great thing is you're getting some good experience on different type of market activities, right? Different type of market conditions, which is great because as a trader, when you trade in for an entire year plus, you're going to see a lot of different market conditions that you want to be able to trade successfully. So that's some good experience for us here. All right, guys, let's get to it. So JMIA, I like this one on here. Going to keep it on deck. This is good. SRNE has a good pre-market action. Another good pre-market action here. Look how great this thing is forming. I do like their daily as well here. Possible breakout continuation. So that's good. Getting a little bit of a double top here, but so far so good. PLTR has been just incredible. We'll keep an eye on that one. Solo is okay. Fuel cell. I'm gonna move this. No, that daily looks good though. That looks interesting. Work looks a little bit choppy. This could be a good possible, guys. And the reason I say that is because you know we had a bang up day on Friday. I'm sorry, on a Wednesday, but as we mentioned, work right now, you know, if the price is at between these levels that we're in now, it might be very choppy with some heavy volume today. So we'll have to kind of sit in the sidelines and wait to see if we get some kind of opportunity there. Fuel cell is okay. Neo is obviously good when we keep that one on deck. Tesla is great, guys, and I'm going to keep it here and I will do some levels for you, but I'm not going to watch it personally. I don't like the way this one trades for me. But again, it definitely is in play. Almost 2 million shares traded. This is a good pre-market action. You can see the way the pre-market action is building right now. This is good, right? So you want to see that. FSR. FSR, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got to get rid of at least one or two more. So JIMA is good. SRNE is decent. PLTR is definitely great. Solo is good. I like this pre-market right now, getting a little bit of a bounce here on the VWAP. That's nice. You know, fuel cell. I'm on the fence on fuel cell. FSR. FSR, I think it looks good. I think fuel cell, I'm going to move down. They're great, but again, we got to make some room here. So fuel cell, I'm going to move this one down. I like FSR a little bit better, and the rest look a lot better than both of those. So one of those is going to have to give. Now, secondary list. Let's go through this quickly. Fuel cell is good. We'll keep that one. Tesla is great. We'll do levels for that one because I know people will be watching this one. Work is going to be one that we're going to wait for the scanners. We need this to come down. This is not a great pre-market action here. Look how every candle is overlapping the previous candle. We're not getting no flow at all on this one, but we are getting some good volume. So there's some eyes on this, right? 1.4 traded so far. So we'll see at the open. This could be choppy right out of the gate, so be careful. Let's wait for it to calm down and pick a direction, and then we join them. Whoever's winning there, buyers or sellers. AMD, I like the daily on AMD. This is a good one. Apple, good daily as well. mRNA, so DKNG. I'm gonna remove DKNG from here. I think it's not looking all that great right now. Plug, I'm gonna get rid of plug as well. IQ, I'm just curious to see what IQ is going to do. It's not really looking great as far as pre-market. It's horrible pre-market action, but I like the gap down, so I just want to see what it does. A space looks like it's giving some back here, but I'm going to remove it off my list today. CCL, I'm going to keep that one, and IPOB, I'm going to remove that one as well. All right, if we have some time towards the end, we'll fine tune this even further down. All right, let's start here looking at JMIA. Let's do some levels. So at the moment, they are high of the pre-market 41.40, getting a little bit of a bounce here in the off the VWAP towards the bottom, guys. Highs and lows from the last two trading days. Your low of the pre-market is slightly lower than the previous day close, right on here at 37.17. But again, your previous day close is where you want to put a lot of weight on. That level is right on there for you at 37.61. Then below that, guys, highs and lows from the last two trading days. And as usual, see this gap here between the low 37.17 and over at the high at 33.73 for the last two trading days. You can go into your 5 minute and find areas of resistance and support. You have one here. You have another one here. So you can do that there to kind of fill this gap if this thing starts selling down. Right now, doesn't look like that is the case. So we'll leave it the way it is at the moment. SRNE, great pre-market action right now. High of your pre-market, 850. We're getting a great support here of this moving average, the VWAP. I'm going to mark this down, 806. Look at the support you're getting there. Every time it hits that, has found a way to bounce back. Let's see if this bounce is going to hold here. If it can get above this 833, this could be a really good opportunity for 850. So this is kind of like a great pre-market action that a lot of people might be trading this right now. See, this looks really, really good. This is setting up some ABCD patterns. You can see great support here happening off the moving averages. I'm sure there's a lot of people long here looking to break this. If this doesn't break, you're going to see a nice change in direction really fast. Above that 850 high of the pre-market, we have another great level here. This is a good one. A lot of touches on this 892. You got a day's opening, closing right at that level. And then you also have great support right on here, guys. Look at the support happening here and here as well of this 892. So that's a good one. And then towards the bottom, we do have another great level here of resistance and support. So look at the resistance happening here over what's it, September? By September, a couple of days there. More support happening here, more resistance happening here at 767. So you definitely want to have that on your list this morning. Then below that, you're pretty much covered highs and lows from the last two trading days. PLTR has been just incredible. High of your pre-market right now, sitting at 31.88. Looks like we tested that just a couple of minutes ago, getting a little bit of a bounce here off the VWAP. Let's see if we have the strength to get back up there. Low of the pre-market, pretty much where the high is from the last trading day, right on this. So don't really need to mark it. Here's your line right on there. You got that happening for you. Then below that, previous day close. And then same thing here, guys. We got a nice big rally on Wednesday. So you can go into your 5 minute and look for areas of support and resistance. This one has such a beautiful area right on here, 26.25. Look at the resistance, comes right back up. Again, more resistance, but this is 2 hours later. Now you can see the buyers are ready to break through this, and they do break above that nicely. And then again, another area of resistance. You come back 30 minutes later, break out again. And then you got this huge drop, and guess what? It's going to find support at that 27.40 one more time. So that is how you will want to find some levels in between here, because if you do drop from the low of the previous day close here, you can expect your next level to be 24.37, right? It's too far out. This is too extended here. You need something in between here, and the best levels you're going to have are going to come from this daily one. It's the most recent, and on top of it, I think you're all-time highs. You don't have anything else to go by as well. So anybody looking for levels, that's what they're going to be looking at. They're not going to be making up levels and trying to find, things that don't make sense there. Here's Solo. So Solo at the moment, good pre-market action. The daily's a little wacky, but I do like the bounce of this area of great support here. Got 3 days bouncing off of that. Pre-market action looks great. Your high of your pre-market slightly below the highs from the last trading day over at 920. Above that, you do have the highs and lows from the last two trading days. What do we have up here as far as levels on the daily? We have another level right on here, not a major level, more of a minor level at 973. So we'll put that on there. And then from there, you got the highs from the last two trading days taking care of you there. So we'll see. Towards the bottom, previous day close, and you also have 808 as the low of the pre-market for this one. And then more highs and lows from the last two trading days as well. But pre-market looks really good on this one, guys. Let's see if we can get a nice breakout going, and hopefully at the market open we get some opportunities. We do have shares for short as well, so we could take that one both ways. Neo's daily looks really good. I love what's happening here. We're getting back up to this area of resistance. We're above it again. We do have some targets above that 55.61, the highs from 3 days ago, and then your last two trading days got the highs and lows there surrounding the price action. As far as your pre-market high right now, we're sitting at 54.67. This thing was in the red nicely today. This thing was down quite a bit, a low of the pre-market 52.83, but I like this 52.01 a lot better because you have a lot more touches here, right? So this is your low of your pre-market right here. You can mark this as well if you want to do that, right? If it breaks down from 52, you want to have this 51.85. But if I'm going to trade down here and I'm getting to 52.01, that's going to be my target right there, right? Because you have a lot of touches, a lot of bounces. Yes, you have a couple of trades that dip below that, but that 52.01, you definitely want to keep that on your chart there. So looking really good right now, guys. This is a very big move. The numbers might not be showing it. They're only up 1%, but they were down at least almost 2.5 here, right? So this is a big, big move this morning in the pre-market already with 4.1 million shares on NEO. So that's looking real nice today. Here's FSR. FSR, I'm going to move it down. I think FSR is looking a little bit choppy. I think there might be some opportunities here, maybe later down the line. 20.01 is the low of the pre-market, high of the pre-market, slightly above the previous day close over at 21.85. But again, my weight is going to be on this previous day close right here. I'm going to put a lot of my weight on there. You can even put more weight on this one here, 21.24. You got a lot of touches here trying to get out of that 5 minute and has not been able to. But this is not looking great. This is a bad pre-market action. It hasn't really picked a direction, and every candle is starting to overlap the previous candle with volume, but we're not going anywhere. So I'm going to move this one down, FSR, and going to remove it from my list. And here we are. All right, I think we have a decent list. We have 5 on deck this morning. Let's take a look at what our moderators have today. Let's bring this right over here. And we will start with Peter. No scheduled IPOs today. A reminder, guys, we have a virtual meetup on Zoom in our chat room today. So definitely join us for that. Bring your favorite drink on hand, and we'll have a good time. Thor, SPY lacks direction on a shortened day, so he is looking at not getting a whole lot of movement, which we kind of mentioned earlier today. The volume might drop nicely today as things we're not getting a full day. And a lot of people might be actually just off, period. So the watch list, NEO, NKLA, DKNG is what he means there. Work, secondary AMD, Apple, and SQ. Eamon has Roku, Tesla, PLTR is amazing today. Secondary NEO, SQ, CCL, and Plug. Let's move on down to John. John has Tesla, mRNA, Zoom, and recovering from Turkey fund. They might not be trading today. That's a good point, John. We will talk about that a little bit more in a sec. So Brian, Work, PLTR, NEO, DKNG, and CCL. And then Jared, Tesla, APXT, and also PLTR on his list this morning. Mike, break of high day scanners, has nothing really on watch right now. And Peter's list, AMD, NEO, Work, secondary PLTR, mRNA, and JMIA for Peter. So pretty good list today, guys. I think we have something very decent. Just be prepared that things can be a little bit choppy today. It is Friday. It is after a holiday where people are off, and some people might actually be off today. We do have a short day today. We finish over at 1 p.m., I believe, is when the market closes. So,
Correct.
keep that in mind that it's not going to be your regular day. So on days like this, several things you could do. One, if you are not at your best physical abilities today because of yesterday, like some of us are, you want to take it slow today. You might want to consider not trading and just watching. You'd be surprised when you just sit and watch some of the things that you can learn. And if you do take trades, you can take them very, very small because reduce your shares, right? You're not hurting nobody by reducing your shares and taking smaller trades today, maybe half size instead of your full regular size. One, because you might not be at your best potential today, or it's just not a regular market day, right? So just keep that in mind. Anything else, Norm? Anything else that we might have missed that we have to cover?
That's it, buddy. That's all I see. Just remember, I mean, the market closes early, and it's not a rule, but a lot of times on days like today, you will see evaporating volume as we go through the morning.
Oh yeah,
So could change, could be different, but that's kind of how it usually goes.
Yeah, just be ready. If you find yourself getting chopped left and right and things are just not trending, it's time to to wrap it up. So take care, guys. Trade safe. Have an amazing weekend as usual. It is Friday. You want to go into your weekend knowing that you traded well today, that you follow your rules. You can make it up tomorrow. You know, you have to wait 2 more days to try to make up good trading. So don't put yourself in that situation. Do your good trading today. So when you go into the weekend, relax, enjoy with the family, stress free, with no trading on your mind. Just focus, being in the moment. That's very important. A lot of times, especially with starting out, because it happened to me, it happens to Norm, it happens to everybody. Starting out, you're not in the moment sometimes. You're thinking about the next trading day, the next trading day, and and driving yourself crazy. And I took that bad trade. I was not disciplined. Now I can't wait for Monday so I could practice my discipline. Don't put yourself in that situation. Do it today, and that could also mean not taking a trade or taking sticking to two trades. And if you get two losses, you're done for the day, right? Just stick to your rules, and you'll be all right. So take care, guys. Have a great weekend. We will see you guys on Monday at 8:30 a.m. Take care, guys.
Take care, guys. Trade safe.